In Italy, we have started every day Mahamrityunjaya mantra. People from all over Italy at the same time, one mala, they will chant every day. So for these times where we are finding and facing hardship, difficulties, a lot of questions, and the personality is disturbed, fear. There is a lot of fear. I don't know how it was here, but in the West, in Europe, it was, everybody, there was injections of fear, insecurity, and where we would find the opposite was through yoga, through finding our positivity, strength, encouragement, the qualities, whether why yoga nidra, japa, some meditation, some pranayam, breathing. That was all what we were thinking. And many times I thought that they knew, even Swami Shivananda, Swami Satyananda, that things were going to become difficult for us. And it was they were giving that uh, yoga. You see, Sri Swamiji, it was a very clear example of somebody who is in, how you say, simultaneously in past, present, and future. All that is happening constantly. He was fully 100% in the present, but in the vision of future and knowledge from past. He could recite any scripture from Vedas to Patanjali, Gita, Ramayana, whatever from the Tantras, from anything he knew it. He would speak it like that. He was aware of Swami Shivananda and his teaching, which was past. So there was in him, he was above time, and he was also a master of space. So this time and space, you often spoke about time and space, eh? He knew very well time and space. Space. Whoever is gone to Rikya in Tapovan, eh, where we used to have the yagya, you go there now. I went there recently, and you see this place, this very small place. You think you can put there maybe 2,000 people, but when there was Swami Satyananda, 8,000 people would be. And still there was space for everybody. He could arrange, transform, influence time and space and the five tattvas also. He had that. That is it. But he never ever said anything, I can do this, I do that. No. Never. It just happened. Once there was a story. There is a story, I think, in the book Mere Aradhya, that he saw somebody on the floor, on the ground, in pain, lot of pain. And he said, what is wrong with you? He said, a scorpion beat me. Ah, he said, where did he beat you? He said, here. He touched, and then he said mantra, something, and the pain was gone. And then after some time, they asked him, Swami Satyananda, he removed the pain, the poison from a scorpion. You know, I just happened to remember some man. It was not me who said it was the mantra. I just happened to remember that. But it was very powerful. I also had, since I never told anybody, I will tell you for first time. Once 80 something, I don't know, 86, 85, I had a room in Yogacharya. You know Yogacharya there? But ground floor, and they were building on top. And when they build and they're preparing for casting, what they call dalai, I don't know, they had some people, women, with hammer and breaking bricks from all day from up. Anyway, I was sick, something pain. I had to stay in bed. I was in bed, but all day they were hammering, boom, 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 boom. And Swamiji, Sri Swamiji used to come and check the work. Then second day he came, and was keeping my door open. He was passing, he saw me there. He said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm here, I'm sick, I have pain here. He came inside the room. He said, where do you have pain? I said, here. He touched here. I said, yes, here I have pain. Oh, okay. He said, today we send you this barley, to drink. That's it. I said, okay. And he left. But when he left, my pain had gone. Still, they sent me barley. But I'm sure, I'm telling you this, please remember this story didn't tell anybody. I'm sure that when he touched, when he was saying, where is the pain? Like this, something to his touch he had changed. But he had never proclaimed. He has had absolute faith in everybody, and he has accepted us as his disciples and Sannyasins' disciples, knowing fully well what was our limitations. But maybe in the middle of all the limitations, he could see one quality. And that was enough for him. Because if you develop that quality, then everything else goes. And to develop that quality, that is where the practical things come into the picture, the sadhana, the style, the life, whatever you do, you cultivate that. And most of the time, we don't really know what we are doing. We don't know what we are doing, but we are doing it with enthusiasm. We are doing with faith. We are doing with heart. And through that, we cultivate, we nourish the connection. Sri Swamiji or Guru is not really always outside, like a physical person. It is inside, within ourselves. We have to realize his presence in form of the qualities. Definitely. He has never been a guru where we disciples had to be, I would say, hanging on his dotis. No. Strong, independent. Swamiji used to say, my sannyasins, they have to be strong, like stainless steel, even stronger than stainless steel. To be able to remember the very famous sentence of Swami Satyananda where he say, I can stand on my own 2 feet. That is the example for all of us that we should be able to do. And there is a lot of meaning in that. There is a lot of meaning in that. And that is what is coming directly to each one of us. Yeah. And after I found that direction, the meeting with Swami Satyananda, the making Swami Satyananda part of my life in the form of his direction, in the form of yoga and everything. I never lived in the ashram long time. I was always in Italy. He was there. But through distance, the connection can be definitely cultivated. Okay? Through distance. And then I can say, yes, he had fulfilled, given direction to my life in a positive, creative, good way, good direction, beneficial for me, for humanity, this yoga. There is goodness by approaching, by following, by connecting with the image, with the form, with the guru, in the teachings, in the dikshas or whatever, we are connecting with goodness or what is good, positive, of good auspicious. That is any lecture, any dialogue, any speech or satsang of Swami Satyananda was full of the three things. There was Satyam, there was Shivam, and Sundaram. The three, they were always there. And this is what something was present in every aspect. Maybe that's what is called the perfection. We can say perfection in one word, but from a philosophical point of view, it is where Satyam, Shiva, and Sundaram are all coming there. I hope that this meeting and this encounter, I could talk, many things, but many other are, I only understand them. you know, and it's all personal. And what one is his connection or her connection experience with the guru is your own, and nobody else can have. They say only you know, only I know, because that is the experience. Now this is a recollection of the experience. How can I collect when the heart is touched. I was saying the other time, I was present in 1995 when he transmitted his gave Shaktipat to Swami Niranjan. All day I was crying. All day I did not know how to stop here. Many situations like that. Without reason. I do not know exactly why, but where they will come from. But I think that was a guru. He touches our soul. There is that connection. It is from there up in the surface. We don't know what is happening. We cannot reason it. Our logical, superficial mind cannot understand it. That is why then I will say, why am I, tears like this, feeling so uh, emotional, so touched deep inside me, uh, by just small things. And this was happening mostly the times of Ritya. And I had the opportunity to experience Sri Swamiji at the time of Munger and the time after Munger. And after Munger, I was once in with Swami Niranjana at Kumbh Mela with Swami Satyananda. I took video. There will be, you will see something. For 4 or 5 days in the middle of Kumbh Mela with Sri Swamiji walking in absolutely in incognito. Nobody knew who is this sannyasin. Only the Swami Chidanand from the Divine Life Society, when we went in their pandal there. Otherwise, and many, we went to many akaras and pandals, and then when they realize who he is, we are already gone. Few places they send somebody, say, go, 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 bring him back, bring him back. So this is Swami Satyananda from India. Already he had gone somewhere. We would walk 10, 12 hours all day. I don't know if you ever been in such in Kumbh Mela in Halaba. Huge place. 3 o'clock in the morning we took bath. And so many people, I was afraid I could not find anymore. Where is he? In the middle of all that crowd, I heard his voice. So I said, come, come. It was me, Swami Goraknath and Vajrapani. Then we went and found Swami Satyananda. Then he came to take bath. And then when we took bath, it was time he said, I'm going, I go back, I'm leaving. And he told me, he said, you stay here and take video because tomorrow, that was the day where most people were coming. I said, okay. And I tell you, that was some, the whole time I was walking, I had video camera, recorder, batteries, 5, 6 battery. Each battery was 1.5 kilo. My still camera, more batteries and everything. I had about 10, 15 kilo of equipment on me all day. And once, in that place in Halabad, there is some bridge, something they put iron on the ground, eh? Iron sheets like these, big sheets. and they are not even. They are all. I was walking and boom, I fell down, face, boom. I said, okay, now I am finished. Everybody is going to walk on the. Nothing happened, not even one scratch, nothing. Just came up like that. Never felt tired. And then that morning I went, I took all the video. So many people, I tell you, 30 million, 40 million people in one place. Everybody wanted to go in the water. And once they went in the water, they all wanted to go back somewhere. And I did it. I took the video because whatever Swamiji, Sri Swamiji will say, do this, it will happen. Do that, it will happen. And now I can say that all that video, all those things, it will come out soon. You will see something. And it was not for just that moment, for future. Like all the video satsangs of Sri Swami in 1983, 84, he used to record. And we were making, but we thought it was for our momentarily satisfaction. But he knew it is for future. Now you can sit in Chennai, open your computer or telephone, Satyam Yoga Prasad, and you see the satsangs. Those satsangs, which were recorded in 83, 84, 81, 85, like that. And he knew it was for this. It's not. So that is the actual difference and what makes us the disciples, aspirants, and what makes them. And we make them our guru. He never declared that he is the guru. He said, I'm a disciple. That was the greatness of Sri Swami. He did not give the example of how is a guru, he gave the example of a disciple. The same thing Swami Niranjan is doing. He's giving that example. And I tell you, if we consider ourselves disciples, we are really very, very small compared to what it could really be and what it really means. We are, like a grain of sand. And that I can say also in relation to see what is doing, what is the position of Swami Niranjan in relation to Sri Swamiji. How much, what is, and whatever we can see and whatever he can say and show to us is only one part. Because there is one which is really very, very intimate, personal thing. And I tell you, it is, uh, how do you say, there is a huge, huge difference. But nevertheless, like the cells of one body, like part, the grain of sand of one beach, we are part of that. We are part through our heart, through our souls, there is that connection. And that is also what was the teaching of Sri Swami Satyananda. That what is in me is also in you. What is in you, meaning the soul, the Atma, is also in me. That is that change. And that is our direction. And that is where we can find. Hmm? Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for your patience. For me, this is my story. But what has been now? Oh, 1.5 hours. You're very, very patient. And this is also something which is possible only here, only in India. This attitude, this say devotion, these kind of things proper. So for that, I thank you and I thank you for the hospitality. And I, yeah, again, the same way I was very, very grateful and thankful of this life that I have met such persons and many other good people who are together moving in the same direction. So thank you very much again. Wish you all the best. We may see in the future. Adios. We are planning one more session on 13th Friday. On 13th, we have requested Swami to speak on topic of the unique contributions of Sri Swami Satyananda. He will speak about the yoga, tantra, Vedanta, Sannyasa, contributions that Sri Swami has given to world, and the different practices that were given by Swami for posterity. And I've also requested Swami to take us through a guided meditative experience. Please don't put me into Tantra, Vedanta. All those things are very high things for me. But the teachings, that something I can say. The practices, definitely, definitely. Eh? I I don't know much. I don't, wouldn't like to go in areas which I don't know. But the teachings of like from yoga, meditation, these kind of the practical contributions in the yoga system, Satyananda Yoga, Bihar Yoga, that definitely I can say. All the rest, I feel like a little grain of sand, and there is the ocean of wisdom of Sri Swamiji, which will take quite some time. Please do come on, study, and if you have other people who know, who would like to hear about this, please do invite them. The session will be from 5 to 6:45. We finish today's session with a chant. Yeah. Good. Please sit comfortably. Become still and motionless like a statue. Become aware of this path, all the stage there is related to the memory and the teachings of our venerable Guru Parampara. Feel the presence of grace penetrating to your whole being. Feel the blessing pervade your whole personality. Gradually bring your awareness to your heart space. That is the Akasha. And in the heart space, visualize the beautiful divine form of Sri Swami. Enshrine Sri Swamiji's beautiful form and his teachings in your heart. With this feeling of the deep, intimate connection with the Guru, let us together chant the mantra Om Three times. Please breathe in deeply for the chanting of the mantra. Swami Niranjan has sent very special prasan for the centenary celebration which are started in the we request those who have not accepted this program, not just refused this will come today in here. Please accept the program.